Hi there, welcome back to my channel, Treasure Builders with Shola Morunfolu. I want to appreciate everyone that has been with me on this educational adventure looking at developmental milestones in children. In the last series, we looked at cognitive development of children, and like I promised you, we'll be moving over to another developmental issue in the life of children. And this particular one is one that is very dear to my heart, and it's language development. So we are starting a new series on language development in children, and in this particular episode we'll just have a brief at introduction to language development. Let me just ask a question before I continue. Where do you think a child learns to start speaking? Or where do you think the language development of a child begins from? Well, that is where we are actually going to start this particular episode. You won't believe it, or you might be aware that language development in children actually starts right from the womb. Yes, the womb. And we will be wondering, why will language development start from the womb? Do you know that the womb is a very noisy place? When children are in the womb, all the interactions, all the noise inside, the movement of the bowels, the water and everything, it's quite a noisy place for the children, for the babies, for the fetus. So that is where language development actually starts from. When newborns see something interesting, that is when they are born. You know, they react, their hearts probably pants, they carry out some actions. The same thing with fetuses. When they are in the womb and the mother is communicating to them, yes, mothers can actually talk, you can actually communicate. That is why it is advised that when a woman is pregnant, you can read books, you can tell stories, you can sing songs, even to the baby in the womb. It's all preparing the child even for language development. And you won't believe it, or let me shock you, that the language that the child learns actually starts from the womb. The child, even after the child is born, can still remember some of the language patterns, especially when it is what the mother uses in communicating to the child. So like I said, we are just laying a foundation of language development. So fetuses can detect patterns of language. So if a mother communicates with the child in English language a lot, there's tendency when the child is born, the child will have a fluency in speaking English language, or whatever language the mother uses in communicating with the child. I had an hairdresser. She's not a Nigerian, she's from the Republic of Benin. And when a baby was born, she usually speaks a language to the baby. By age 1, the girl actually understands her mother in her native language, though she has added the Yoruba Nigerian language to it. But basically, because that's the line of communication between her and the mother, the girl speaks, she's about 2 or 3 now, she speaks the language that her mother has used for her. So the language of the mother, of the parents, while the baby was born, the child easily picks on that language. So the fetus is prepared to make sense of language from the moment he is born. So because the mother, the environment has prepared the baby in the womb for language, once the baby is born, he is prepared right from day 1. We might feel they don't understand, but the language is gradually being formed in them. So when it now gets to the time to speak, there's no problem, or the time to understand, because a pattern has already been formed. So for those my viewers that are pregnant right now or that have young babies, I'll advise you, whatever language you want your child to be fluent in, start speaking that language to that child. Probably most of our children that can't speak even their native language, the parents are responsible, because right from the womb, instead of us speaking the native language to them, we are busy speaking the English language or any other language. So right from the womb, that is where language develops. And at this point, we'll come to the end of today's episode. Like I said, it's just an introductory to language development. And I'm sure one key thing we've learned in today's episode is that language develops right from the womb. So don't forget to like this particular video. If you are coming across it for the first time, please make sure you subscribe. Please share with friends in order to encourage us. And don't forget, drop your comments in the comment section. Thank you and God bless.